អ្នកនេះតាមើលមិនដឹងរឿងទេ
ចា
ការងារខ្ញុំគិតគូរពីការអប់រំការរៀនសូត្រខាងនយោបាយចិត្តសាស្ត្រ
ចា
ប៉ុន្តែធម្មតាមិនដែលទៅទេ
ចាចា
Okay. How would they be treated in their time?
អត់មានណាមានសិទ្ធិវាយទេមានតែឲ្យបាយទឹកអីសម្ភារៈប្រើប្រាស់ឥឡូវនិយាយចេះប្រទេសណាក៏ដោយនៅលើសកលលោកណាអ្នកដែលប្រឆាំងគេមិនដែលអនុគ្រោះឲ្យទេណាការពិតចឹងដែរ
ចា
If Pol Pot and the Khmer Rouge had remained in power to today, how much better do you think it would have been?
ខ្ញុំថាមិនមែនរីចម្រើនប្រហែលប៉ុណ្ណឹងទេមានការរីចម្រើនលើនឹង10 20ដង
ប៉ុលពតល្អតាជឿទៅលើអង្គការប៉ុន្តែហេតុអីបានជាប្រជាជនច្រើនម្លេះស្លាប់
តើប៉ុលពតសម្លាប់ឬមួយក៏មនុស្សនៅក្នុងប៉ុលពតហ្នឹងវាជាមនុស្សរបស់អ្នកផ្សេងវាធ្វើសកម្មភាពដើម្បីរំលំដើម្បីផ្ដួលនយោបាយល្អរបស់ប៉ុលពតអត់ទាន់មាននរណារកឃើញទេ
ហេតុអីបានជាអនុញ្ញាតឲ្យមានអាភាពសម្លាប់ហ្នឹងតាមានប្រសាសន៍ថាតើពលពតសម្លាប់ឬក៏មនុស្សវាជ្រៀតជ្រែកចូលមកក្នុងសម្លាប់ហេតុអីជារដ្ឋាភិបាលមួយទាំងមូលឲ្យមានការជ្រៀតជ្រែកចូលមកក្នុងរដ្ឋាភិបាលហ្នឹងហើយឲ្យសម្លាប់មនុស្សច្រើនដល់ម្លឹងដល់3លាននាក់
ការពិតណានារាប់ថា3លាន
ខ្ញុំគិតថាវាចិត្ត3លាននាក់ប្រហែលជាខ្ញុំឯកសារហ្នឹងអញ្ចឹងចំពោះតាគិតថាស្លាប់ប្រហែលនាក់
តែខ្ញុំមិនអាចរាប់ថាចំនួនប៉ុណ្ណេះប៉ុណ្ណោះច្បាស់លាស់បានទេប៉ុន្តែខ្ញុំថាមិនដល់លានទេ
មិនដល់លានទេ
Carrie Hamill, Stuart Glass, and John the Worst were captured and killed by the Khmer Rouge when they were sailing on Cambodian waters. This event happened during one of the bloodiest systematic massacres in modern history, the Cambodian Genocide, which was committed by a totalitarian regime of the Khmer Rouge. It would lead to the death of nearly 3 million Cambodians, amongst which were political opponents, dissidents, and even people who just looked like a threat to the government. The Communist Party of Cambodia, most commonly known as the Khmer Rouge, ruled Cambodia from 1975 to 1979, a period during which they set along policies that completely disregarded human life and produced several mass-scale massacres. Communism in Cambodia emerged due to the struggle against French colonization during the 1940s. It was highly influenced by Vietnam and China. The party would continue to grow during the coming decades. For 5 years at the start of the 1970s, Cambodia was set ablaze during a civil war, whose main parties were the Communist, Vietnam-backed Khmer Rouge, and the U.S.-backed military dictatorship forces of the Republic of Cambodia. By 1972, the Khmer Rouge had been gaining more and more territory on the battlefield. Their opponents were retreating. However, in 1973, the U.S.-backed forces of the Republic of Cambodia would drop 500,000 tons of bombs in Cambodia, killing around 300,000 people. By that year, the Communist Party of Cambodia was already in control of about 85% of Cambodia's territory. Regardless, the Republic of Cambodia forces would keep on fighting for 2 more years, until the Khmer Rouge finally took Phnom Penh in 1975, ending 5 years of civil war and foreign intervention. The Khmer Rouge was one of the most brutal regimes of the 20th century, and because it had been greatly influenced by Mao's China and their Cultural Revolution, they followed China's lead in evacuating urban populations and forcing them to work on the fields. More than 2 million were forcibly removed from Phnom Penh alone. The relocation process was incomparably ruthless and ignored the needs of the young and the elderly. Thousands would die in just the first few weeks of the Khmer Rouge rule. The head of the Khmer Rouge was Pol Pot, also known as Brother Number One. He was a mastermind behind the genocide of more than 2 million people. Born as Salah Sar, he was the eighth children of 9 brothers and sisters. A child of a relatively prosperous family that owned around 50 acres of rice fields. He was initially educated at a monastery in the capital city of Phnom Penh. He would later receive a scholarship to study radio technology abroad in Paris, where he would become involved with the French Communist Party. It is then when he would take on the name of Pol Pot. However, his scholarship would eventually be withdrawn. He would be forced to go back to Cambodia, where he would plan a communist revolution there. Pol Pot would become his party's Secretary General in 1962 and would circle back and forth between exile and leading the Communist Party of Cambodia.
ថាយើងនិយាយចំទៅនេះវាអវិជ្ជាពួកនេះវាអវិជ្ជាហើយវាសាហាវវាដូចវាចង្អុលយើងមកយកភ្លើងមកដេញយើងពីមួយកន្លែងទៅមួយកន្លែងអីហ្នឹងដែលធ្វើឲ្យកន្លែងហ្នឹងដែលរហូតម្ដងថ្ងៃហ្នឹងក៏នៅតែដូចវានៅមុខយើងអញ្ចឹងខ្ញុំអត់ដឹងយ៉ាងម៉េចយើងចង់ឲ្យអារម្មណ៍ហ្នឹងដូចថាកុំឲ្យវាមានឬក៏នេះដូចឃើញវានៅសោះអញ្ចឹងវាដូចថាជីវិតយើងដូចថាវានៅផាត់ផោយតែពីអាកន្លែងហ្នឹងយើងជាគិតថាឃើញវាអញ្ចឹងបើពេលហ្នឹងវាចប់ត្រឹមប៉ុណ្្នឹងអីដូចវាល្អជាងអាយើងនៅហ្នឹងវាដូចវាយើង30ឆ្នាំក្រោយហើយយើងដូចយើងនៅវានៅតាមមុខយើងចុះចំពោះការចង់និយាយថាបប្រតិបត្តិនៃការគោរពពុកម្ដាយអីដឹងគុណពុកម្ដាយដែលថាទោះបីជាគាត់ស្លាប់អីក៏ដោយអញ្ចឹងណាអ៊ំហើយអ៊ំមានឱកាសក្នុងការឲ្យធុកឲ្យអីដែរកាលពីពេលហ្នឹងไปរំលឹកងារខណ្ឌពុកម្ដាយនេះក៏ហ្នឹងអត់មានព្រោះអាពេលអញ្ចឹងដូចយើងអត់ដឹងតែខ្លួនយើងហ្នឹងមិនដឹងជាកើតជាមនុស្សអត់ផងណាដល់អញ្ចឹងទៅវាហាក់ដូចជាស្មានទោសមិនមែនថាមិនដឹកគុណគាត់ទេដូចយើងបន់ណាប៉ុន្តែដូចថាវាអាសុខភាពក៏វាអស់អារម្មណ៍ហ្នឹងក៏ដូចថាវាសឹងថាស្លាប់បាត់ទៅហើយដល់អញ្ចឹងទៅដូចអត់មានសល់អីបើតាមខ្ញុំចាំដូចយើងលែងសល់អីអាពេលហ្នឹងថាដូចខ្ញុំនិយាយវាមនុស្សវាលែងទៅជាមនុស្សហើយដល់អញ្ចឹងទៅអាគិតអ្វីដែលជាបន្ទាប់ពីនឹងទៀតដូចវាសឹងថាវាស្លាប់ទៅវាល្អជាជាងវាអញ្ចឹងថា
In Pol Pot's vision, his communist utopia was a purely agrarian one, meaning that any kind of industry, commerce, or education was totally unnecessary. You were only to believe what the party told you, and you were only to do as such. As soon as the Khmer Rouge took power, they would soon start to forcibly evacuate all major cities, leaving practically no one behind. Those deemed too slow to travel or sick would be indiscriminately executed. They sought to get rid of any and all external influence on Cambodian society, which they deemed to be any Western ideas like capitalism or free speech. Most intellectuals were executed, as well as anyone who spoke a foreign language, or even people who wore glasses were targeted. People were separated from their families, forced to live communally in a state-owned farm, or sent to work on agricultural infrastructure projects. On these farms, they would live on rations which often weren't enough. With as little to eat as 250 grams of rice a day, people were slowly starving. Apart from that, those who were not deemed fit to work would be executed, and because bullets were a scarce resource, executions were brutally carried out with machetes, pickaxes, makeshift weapons, or blunt force by an object. Sadly, this must have led to a lot of slow, painful deaths. Anyone suspected to be a spy, foreign agent, or dissident would be sent to state prisons, usually occupying former schools or government buildings. Living in these prisons usually guaranteed death one way or another, either by starvation, disease, or torture. This genocide was not as well documented as others, therefore the death toll is intensely argued about, but the recent consensus is that more than 2 million lives will be claimed by the Khmer Rouge and its policies. One of these prison facilities was the Tuol Sleng Museum, a former interrogation and detention center during the genocide. It was turned into an exhibition that commemorates the genocide and mostly pays respect to the victims of that tragedy. It opened in 1980 and is located within one of the most important detention centers during the Khmer Rouge rule. Though the buildings formed a school before the genocide, they were transformed into an elite interrogation facility by the Khmer Rouge. Back then, it had the code name S21, which stood for Security Office 21. Thousands of extrajudicial murders and horrible forms of torture were committed in these facilities, and out of 20,000 prisoners, only 12 have survived. Now, it stands as a grim reminder of the horrors that extreme ideologies and authoritarianism can lead to.
It's hard to believe this shambling old man was responsible for the deaths of millions of Cambodians. Pol Pot was the mastermind behind Year Zero, the architect of the killing fields. Now his former comrades have him under house arrest. He says he has few visitors, just 1 or 2 family members. This is only the second time in the last 18 years that he's favoured an outsider with an interview. Experts say the old revolutionary's views are as constant as a dead star. Mass murder, time, nothing's changed his mind.
He doesn't want to talk about that period. The only things he says is in general terms, along the lines he said throughout his career, is that all he did was to fight against the Vietnamese, to stop Cambodia being swallowed by the Vietnamese.
Pol Pot is troubled by his poor health. He says he's denied medicines he needs.
He looks very weak. I mean, he does look very ill. He continually complains in the interview about his health, about problems with his eye. He's blinded in his left eye. That he says that he's had heart palpitations in the last month, that his health is deteriorating. And he says, for what it's worth, that he doesn't expect to, that his life is almost at an end.
These pictures disprove reports that he'd gone to China for medical treatment. It is clear, however, that his health is failing fast. But if intimations of mortality, his own mortality, have given him any second thoughts about what he did to his countrymen, he's not letting on. Perhaps they'll be there to greet him on the other side of that bourne from which no traveller returns.